silence about the racism and the acts of hate that have been continuously inflicted on us. As students, we want to see institutionalized changes that will respond and prevent such incidents from happening ever again.
We're not here merely to be reminded of those same feelings of pain felt 7 nights ago. And we're not here to ask for retaliation or revenge or even any kind of punishment. And we're not here to forcefully change the minds of people who do not understand their pain. We're here to raise awareness, to share our reactions, to give a voice for those who have been silenced.
Some of the responses online to the publicizing of this incident suggest that we are addicted to having rallies, to bringing this to the public. Is it necessary that we do so? The answer is yes. Not necessitated by addiction or foolishness, but by the tenacity and the hope that belongs to those who know what it is to be both hopeful and to be in despair at the same time. We speak out at a rally because we must. We speak to survive. We speak because we need to claim ownership to both space and speech in a community that is ours.
History only repeats itself if we ignore its
from
lessons. If we allow the past to define our present because we are too preoccupied, or too timid, or too lazy to confront the hard truths and challenge the assumptions.
This is not an isolated incident. This is not just something that happened on this date in that one place and time. It's something that it's endemic in our society.
When we find ourselves so unfamiliar with another human experience, we might pause and say, gee, I wonder what I don't know about this situation. Is there something missing in my education or experience that doesn't allow me to understand? And instead of condemning that which I don't understand, I get to move towards it and to listen to find out what might someone else's reality really be.
I'm not black, but I can be black. I'm not brown, I'm not red, I'm not gay, but I can be all of those things. And I am all those things. Because when I tell my fellow bar members, the gay and lesbian advocate defender says, Andrew, we're going to issue a statement. When I send that email out to the Mass Black Lawyers Association, they're with me.
I stand here today and don't dare say I am overreacting. There is no overreaction to racism because when I react, I'm reacting to every situation that I have already tolerated.
We must realize that the denial of this incident as a blatant racist act is actually more painful, dehumanizing, and oppressive than the act itself.
I was one of the victims. The fact that he was insulting us, not only with racial slurs, but with racial slurs directed at the wrong racial group. The fact that he was blatantly using words that came from the painful pasts of immigrants. I first felt shock, then anger.
Last week, when I had to hold one of my Asian American friends who was crying just like I cried 2 years ago for the same issues that she's had to deal with regarding racism on this campus where I pay $50,000 a year to learn.
He shouted, quote, "Fuck you all you fucking chinks, go back to China. Go back to your fucking country, you don't belong in this country. If I see them again, I will fuck them all."
You fucking chink, go back to China. You don't belong here. He, a person I did not even know, simply dismissed me with his words of hate and bigotry, in effect degrading me to the lowest level. And then he spits, continuing with his words. I had dealt with hatred and bias before, but at that moment, something broke inside. His spit became my tears, and I was once again in the shoes of a foreign, different, Oriental.
What happened cannot be justified by the right to free speech or excused by alcohol, but should be held accountable by the perpetrator and the administration that has a duty and responsibility to protect its students and provide a safe campus for them to pursue their education.
And as a brand new candidate, and notice that there's this family on one side, large family, and in the center, that family was this veteran. So I went right up to him, and I said, "Hi, I'm Sam Yoon. I'm running for Boston City Council." And he said, "Get out of here. I still remember Pearl Harbor." That was my introduction. That was my introduction to Boston politics. I was stunned. And at the time, I didn't think about what resources I could bring to bear to correct this person. But clearly, he saw me and saw the other.
So give me your sympathy, but not without your desire to take action. You can stand with me, but I'm marching forward. Tell me that you understand, and then help teach everyone who doesn't.
Let's reach across to another community and shake the hands of a woman who happens to be transgendered and black. And shake the hands of a man who happens to not speak a word of English. Let's reach across to another community and shake the hands of a man who lives happily with his family of 4 in suburbia, and then join hands with a child awakened by gunshots in his neighborhood of Roxbury. My America, my nation, my birthplace,
We
my
cannot
home.
minimize what took place, because if we do, we're sending the message that these racist acts are not only permissible, but acceptable.
We must respond as a community, or things like this will continue to happen. When things like this happen repeatedly over and over again,
So the main
it's
purpose
not an
of this rally
aberration.
is to have a way to telegraph to the 13 Asian American students involved that we understand the psychological violence that was inflicted on them and the psychological trauma.
I challenge you.
That is a result of being robbed of a sense of normalcy.
A lot of the various different things that are being said by the students, I think, are extremely important for many people to hear, and unfortunately, not enough people are listening.
Racists don't see
And a
us
lot
as
more
who we
people
are.
ought to be here to
To
listen.
them, doesn't matter whether we're Chinese, Japanese, Taiwanese, Thai, Vietnamese, or Korean.
We will
We
not
merely
be
live
silent.
different, and our
We need to
identities are
raise
lost in
awareness
their
about the
generalizations
Asian American
and
experience.
ignorance.
We will not be silent. We need to tell people that the word chink is just as damaging as the N-word is to the African American community. We will not be silenced. We need to come together as a community. We will not be silenced. Demand change and sign the letters addressed to the administration.
And together, we will not be silenced.
Together, we will not be silenced.